Hello, everyone. It's Phil Jones from Projector Reviews, and joining me is Will Wong from JMGO. And today we're going to be talking about some great new projectors that they are introducing this year called the N1 series. But before we get started, we'd like to thank our sponsors, AV Pro and Meridio, for helping us put on this year's Projection Summit, where we talk about all things dealing with projectors, including projectors, screens, and all the things you need to build a great projection system. So, Will, how are you?
Good. Hi, Philip. Thanks for having me here.
Okay. So, before we start talking about the projectors, can you give me a little bit of information about JMGO?
Of course, Philip. Yeah. So JMGO was actually established in 2011. So we've been making projector for many years already. Right. We know right off the bat is that we wanted to make smart projectors. We think the traditional projector without the operating system is hard to use. So we think that it would be good to actually integrate the smart operating system into the projector, making it smart. So actually the first projector we made in 2011 is actually a projector we call A1. It was equipped with a Windows operating system at the time. So you actually have a keyboard and mouse hooked up to it that you can control it with. So it was quite interesting. It was a pretty fun product, but it didn't sell that well at first. So it's only until 2013 and 2014 we made our first home use smart projector, which was based on Android system, and we building the auto focus using a motor, and then also we have a speaker integrated into the projector. So it was at that time we think that the projector was really easy to use for all the family users, and then that product was a blast, and the setup that actually set JMGO on the right track into making smart home projectors. So right after 2014, we started focusing solely on the smart home projector category, and we started making more and more products. We made some portable ones. We made, as Philip, you mentioned, ultra short throw ones, and only until end of last year, we announced and released this N1 series, which took our years of research and development to making this product happen. We are really excited to bring this product to the market, and we think there's a lot of power packed into this product that can really shock the market. Yeah.
There's a lot of traditional black box projectors that are out there that are dumb that you put in the back of the room. But that doesn't appeal to a lot of people. And so projectors become kind of a niche market. So looking for things that are smart, easy to set up, that have like kind of a new way of thinking about a projector will help grow the market. And when I saw the N1 Ultra, I was really impressed. Like the second I saw the information about from the Kickstarter campaign,
right,
and I was really interested in its basically its form factor, the capabilities. Like if you look at the specs, it's amazing. So I really wanted an opportunity to talk about it. Speaking of Kickstarter, let's talk about that campaign. That was quite successful, correct?
Right. Yeah. So we actually had some debate at first whether to do Kickstarter or not, because there's a traditional way of not launching the product on Amazon or on other channel, and there's a way to do crowdfunding. So we had some debate, and at the end of the day, we decided we should still go with Kickstarter, because like you said, projector and now it's still a niche market. So we have a lot of enthusiasm as is they are actually interested in the product. So we actually want to find the fan base. We want to know the people who are actually interested in projector or excited for projector to actually know about our product. So we want to find the small crowd. So we think crowdfunding is actually the best way for us to find this small crowd and actually have them experience our product, like our product, and then spread the product to the broader crowd. So that's at the end of the day, we think that's the right strategy. So we went ahead and did the crowdfunding. So the crowdfunding actually started on March 9th, and it lasted for, I think, 45 days. And we had over 1,700 backers. So for $2 million raised from the project. It was way beyond our initial target. So it was I think it's a really successful launch on Kickstarter. And we, like we said, we actually were able to acquire a fan base from Kickstarter right off the bat.
So let's talk a little bit about this projector, and then you guys actually have some more in the series. So first, let's talk about this guy. So this is the N1 Ultra. This is kind of like the top of the N1 series.
Yeah, it's a flagship.
So when I first saw the unit, one of the things that mostly stood out is it's the light source and the optical blocks. Its brightness capability for its size, the ability to reduce the color gamuts that it can do, really appealed to me and made me kind of interested. So can you talk about the light source and the optics that are in this projector?
So on the light source part, I think that's really important. That's an essential building block of this product. So we used what we call a MOC optical engine. That it's a proprietary technology from JMGO. It was R&D developed by ourselves. We spent like almost more than 3 years of R&D time and effort into this, making it happen. So a really interesting part of it is that it uses triple color laser. So it's actually pure triple color laser without any phosphor. So it actually provides you the highest efficiency, provides you the widest color gamut, and also it provides you the greatest contrast ratio. So that's the whole fundamental. It's actually the fundamental reason why this MOC triple color laser engine, light source engine, and also the N1 Ultra can have this impeccable picture quality. On top of using the laser light source, we actually also have a lot of stuff that we need to do. The lot of design that we need to put into this laser light source engine to make it more capable. So the name MOC actually stands for microstructure adaptive laser control. So each letter actually stands for one of the technology that we're using. So microstructure actually stands for the microstructure quadrilayered optics that we're using in this optical engine. So actually, it was able to spread out the light to make the uniformity better by using these microstructure small optics. And then the adaptive actually stands for what we call the LSR. It's actually a laser speckle reducer module. So if you're familiar with a laser projector, you might know that laser projector a lot of times comes with laser speckles. So it actually affects your viewing experience. So like with the triple color laser, the laser speckle is actually stronger if you're not dealing with it. So we're actually using this adaptive LSR to reduce the laser speckle. So it actually has a like moving, it's actually a moving diffuser. It actually can move like really high speed along two axes. So X axis and Y axis, it can actually vibrate really quick. And it is a diffuser itself, so you can actually reduce the laser speckle by a lot. So we think that it can reach a nice viewing experience for the customers. And then the laser stands for itself. We use this RGB laser from Ichia. We actually have some customization on the laser, so yeah, it's actually modularized. So meaning that we can only order one specific part from the laser supplier and use it for different tiers of models. So for example, the Ultra that you're using that's behind you actually uses 3 of these modules. And then the Pro actually uses 2 of these modules, and the N1 uses 1. So like by doing this, we can actually cut our supply chain cost by quite a bit by only ordering 1 laser module.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
very, very smart.
And all 3 together, what we call microstructure adaptive laser control is with all 3 technologies together, we are able to control the laser and actually have a good image quality coming out of the projector. So that's the story behind this MOC optical engine.
Yeah, well, like I can tell you that I've seen several tri-laser or trichroma type laser projectors, and I will say that this color and is better.
Okay,
like the things about the
it.
speckle and everything else, this is just better. Like a lot of them can hit the 107% Rec 2020, all that stuff. But the biggest problem I've noticed is A lot of people do not know how to utilize that when you're watching
Yep.
regular broadcast or Blu-ray, and you did a really good job. The colors are incredibly vibrant. It's very accurate. Like I said, speckles not there. The fact, if you look at the size of it, it's very compact for the brightness level that it has. So and actually the whole thing about the being able to just add more modules to enhance the brightness is actually brilliant. So if you get the little guy, like the small N1, which we'll talk about, and you're going to get similar performance on a smaller screen where you don't need as much brightness. The next thing that stood out was, of course, was the accuracy. You guys said how accurate it was going to be out of the box, and it was. During our reviews, we were quite surprised at how accurate the projector was out of the box. And many projectors, especially at this price range, do not have all of the controls for a calibrator who would want to go in there and make those small micro adjustments, and you actually put that in, which really shows that you took a lot of time to design the product. The N1 series has this kind of very unique kind of gimbal based form factor. Can you talk a little about that, and why did you guys decide to go that way?
Of course. So it was a really interesting, I think, idea of building the projector. Because at first, when our team was thinking about why would people choose projectors, we're trying to figure out the core reason why people prefer projectors over a TV or over any other kinds of displays. So a big part is definitely on the screen size, on the immersive experience it can provide. So like we said, that we have the triple color laser, the MOC optical engine to take care of that, and then we tried our best to make the picture quality impeccable. But I think our team thinks it's not only because of that, like why people choose projectors. I think a lot of times you also have like OLED TVs that's big enough that also provides you a great picture quality, but still sometimes you prefer the projector. We think a big part of it is because of the flexibility or the freedom, how you were able to use projectors in different space, able to actually project it on different surfaces. So we think that the freedom is actually a big part of the projector, and that we need to liberate. We need to actually have a product, have a form factor actually liberate this freedom, have people be more free to use it wherever they want, however they want it. So if you look at the traditional projector form factor or the traditional design, you will know that you actually, a lot of time you need to pair it with a stand. Whether you wanted to project it just on the front surface of your wall or you want to project it on your ceiling, you need to have a stand with it. And it's always hard to adjust with the stand. You have to assemble, you have to adjust it at the right angle, you have to have it stay there still. And then whenever you want to move it, you have to redo the whole process again. So we think this experience is not good for liberating the freedom of projector. It's actually constraining the freedom of the projection technology. So we think we need to come up with a product design that actually fully embrace this freedom of the projection technology. So we think, so we actually had a lot of rounds of design, and at the end we think a gimbal-like design will better serve this purpose. So you can actually you can freely rotate the projector to whatever angle you want, and project on whatever surface you want. And I think by that way, people are actually more free to use it the way they want it, and it'll actually expand the user scenario of the projectors. So that's how we come up with the projector, the gimbal design.
The thing about the stand, when I first saw it, I was like, I have a bedroom, and I was messing with it in the bedroom, and I don't have a space to put a really big TV, and it's a big bedroom. So I always said, man, it'd be really cool if I could just shoot the projector at the ceiling, and then I could just lay in my bed and look up at the projector. But normally to do that, you got to get some, you're trying to put on a tripod, and it does not work for most projectors. There's no mount on the bottom. It's just not feasible. But just being able to take the projector and just point it up, and your auto keystone, the auto keystone and focus is amazing. So the second I pointed up there, it immediately corrected itself, and I had my TV basically above my head. On top of that, because it has all the smart features, I could, watch the YouTube and different smart services, without having to have something connected. In this room that I'm in right now, I actually have a screen here, but I was actually messing with another projector. So what I did was I could take your projector and shoot it above it, because there's a wall above the screen, and I could shoot it up at that wall, and it basically Keystone corrected itself, and I could sit there and I had it like basically 2 screens. So my kids were in here playing video games with two Xboxes. One was on one screen and one was on another screen. You can't do that with other projectors.
Right.
So
that's also an important part, Philip, you just mentioned, is on the algorithm. So the gimbal, we think the whole gimbal design is not only just about the structural design, it's also about the algorithm, what we call the gimbal display correction, that actually comes with the gimbal design also. So you mentioned a couple of times when you're moving it, the keystone right there with you. So we actually spend a lot of effort onto this, our algorithm team. So to make it like real time, so we're using not only the time of flight sensor, we're also using a G sensor that's built into the projector. So it's actually detecting the angle that you're rotating and then correcting the picture according to it. So that's how when you're moving it, the picture always stays sharp, always stays keystone corrected. We think that's also an important part of the experience, because if you want customer to move it around, you actually want the picture also to stay corrected, so that they know that whenever they are moving it to what the picture would be.
Okay, so we talked about it. Great picture, bright, accurate colors. The next thing, amazing flexibility for placement because of the gimbal and how you could use it, and that's great keystone and autofocusing. The next thing, if it's going to replace a TV, it's got to have sound, and this has actually got a good sound system. So, can you talk a little bit about the sound system?
So the sound system, we actually have we are partnered up with Dyn Audio. It's also a really famous European audio brand. So like all our audio system, we actually we send our product to them, and we do the fine tuning together with them, and we also do the speaker design, the bass design together with them to make sure that the sound is good. So we have 2 speakers on each side, and I think it's really, really powerful. And we also have a strong bass, all our fine tuning on the audio side, we emphasize on the bass, because we think that when you're using projector to watch a movie, the bass is actually the most important part, because on the movie scenes, you have a lot of like action scenes, you have some car chasing, you have explosives, all of that, you need to have a strong bass to really be immersive. But it's actually contradictory to have a good bass on a projector, because if you are not dealing with it correctly, you can actually shake the projector, so you can see the image shaking. So it's really hard to have a strong bass but still isolate the vibration, so it doesn't really affect your picture quality. So the team has also put in a lot of effort to ensure that we have a strong bass while not affecting the picture coming out of it.
Yeah, so great sound as well. And then of course, the last thing, if you're going to have a TV replacement, is it has to have smart features. And this runs off of, is it Android? What system?
It's Android TV. Yeah. So it's a Google licensed Android TV. Yeah.
And it's one of the latest versions as well. So, so you have all your apps and all your smart features. So if you're looking for a TV replacement, it's perfect. Bright enough to use in a room with moderate ambient light. It's more flexible than a TV. It's a lot easier to fire this at a ceiling or an angled wall than hang a TV on it. It's got a sound system that easily matches most of the TVs that I've heard, and it's got the smart features that you would expect on in a smart TV. So all of those things make it kind of a projector for someone who's not really thinking about a projector. And when I show it to people, everybody thinks they just think it's cool because they've never seen a projector that looks like that and does what that does. So I think that's really good. So the first one that you guys did was the N1 Ultra, the big guy.
Yeah.
Then you mentioned that now you're looking at two new models, right? So let's talk a little bit about the two new models. The N1 Pro, very similar to the Ultra. Is the main difference just the brightness between the projectors?
Yeah, so for both the Ultra, the N1 Pro and the N1, the main differences on the performance side is the brightness and also the resolution. So for N1 Ultra is actually a 4K. So it's at 4K and 2200 CVIA lumen. And then for the N1 Pro, the brightness level is actually at 1500 CVIA lumen. And so it's actually a step down comparing to the N1 Ultra. And also on the resolution, it's using 0.47 DMD, so same DMD size as the N1 Ultra, but it does not have the XPR shifting. So it's native 1080p, while the N1 Ultra is actually 4K enabled by the pixel shifting. And then we also have like Philip said, we have a smaller version. It's called the N1. So if you're looking at N1 Pro and N1 Ultra, you would notice that on the design and the form factor is pretty similar. It's almost the same. That we have a front face swapping out. The N1 Ultra has a like shiny stainless steel front face, while N1 actually have a matte finished surface. But for N1, although it's still keeping the same design language, it's actually a different feel. So it's actually much smaller. Yeah, it's more compact. It's actually I have one here.
Ooh, look
it's
at
actually yeah, it's really cute, really small.
Yeah, because if I grab this guy, you can see this one. Oh, it's a little heavier.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
It's a bigger. I mean, it's still compact for what it can do, but that one looks it's a lot more compact than the one that I have here.
Right. It's much more compact, and then it's a light color. It's all really nice, like plastic, rubber paint finished feel. So this one is our it's our most entry level version, and also it's actually a 0.33 DMD. Okay, so it reaches 800 CVIA lumen. So like you said, the main difference on these models are just brightness level and the native resolutions. So we think that with this N1, it actually I think it's good enough for most of the user cases. If you're only using it like indoor, or if you're using it at the nighttime at your bedroom, I think this is good enough. But if you're really looking for a strong performance, whether it's indoor, outdoor, whether it's at daytime or nighttime, so Ultra is definitely your go-to option. And for Pro, if you wanted to use it in the living room, but you don't really care that much about using it in daytime, so like you can close your curtain, or it's mostly evening and nighttime you're using it, I think Pro is enough for you. For myself, actually, I use the N1. I use the basic version quite a bit, because it's small, it's easier to carry around. But I actually travel a lot, so I actually just have one with me all the time.
Yeah, and the N1 is actually appealing to me too, because like I said, I'm firing it above my ceiling sometimes, and this is overkill. This could actually go on my 120-inch theater screen. A little 70, 75, 80-inch. The N1 at nighttime before when my wife goes to bed would be the N1 would be a great option for anybody that wants to move it from dorm room to dorm room, or take it camping, not camping, but take it places, house to house, home to home. It's the way to go. And what I like about it is you guys actually comes in a you actually have like a case. So if you do want to take it places, you have this nice little case that you can actually carry the projector in to protect it if you want to take it from place to place.
Yeah, the case, glad you mentioned it. The case is also serving as the shipping package. So it's actually a ship to you, packed with this case. So you don't have to throw it out. You can use it as an accessory. So they will save a little bit of material there, so you don't like become a waste. And also, like we said, that throughout this design, we wanted to have you like embrace the freedom of how you use the projector. So we think being able to carry it around is also a big plus on how you were gonna embrace, or how you're gonna liberate the freedom of using the projector. So we think giving the customer a case will actually help them to carry it around.
And you look at this projector, it's like everything about it, the way it's packed, its form factor, the gimbal, you know, all of it is basically like you guys have said, okay, we're going to go back to scratch and say, well, how do we make a great projected image that can be utilized in a variety of applications? And then we'll build something for that. And it's not like it had to be like it was in the past.
Exactly.
So I
think that's really accurate. Yeah, that's really accurate on how our mentality is when we first were designing the product. So we looked at all the projectors out there on the market. We think that some are nice, they have good picture quality, but I think none of them are actually really solving the problem, like how people would be using, how people would be experiencing the projectors. So they're not like really thinking about the bigger picture. So we think that, like you said, we scratched it all out. We started from ground zero. We were looking at an empty canvas and thinking about what a perfect picture projector should be, how it should look like, what kind of algorithm you should have, and even how you should have a case to carry it around. So really, like Philip, you just described, we started from scratch. We're thinking about how we're gonna answer this question. Yeah.
Okay. So excellent. So 3 models in the N1 series: the N1 Ultra, the N1 Pro, and the N1. All 3 of these, if you want to know, or if you want to learn more about them, are now listed on the JMGO website. Okay, so available on Amazon, available on the JMGO site. So like I said, I was incredibly impressed with the Ultra. I would love it if you guys actually sent me an N1. I would love to do that one as well.
Definitely.
The other one, if you look at our review on Projector Reviews, you'll see why we thought it was so nice. And I'm really curious about the little guy as well. And if it uses the same light source, I have a feeling the picture is going to be awesome. All right. So Will, thank you for coming and talking to us about the new N1 series from JMGO.
Okay. Thank you, Philip. Thank you for having me. It was a really pleasure. Yeah.
Okay. So to learn more about the N1 Ultra and all the other projectors that we review, please check out projectorreviews.com. And to learn more about the N1 series, check out JMGO's website at www.jmgo.com. So thank you very much, and we will talk to you soon.